ओम श्री राम जय राम। राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om, Hari Om.
Happy Vijay Dashmi Swamiji Dashera.
Hari Om Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Ram.
Happy Dashera Swamiji.
Huh?
Happy Dashara.
Happy. Every day is a happy day for us.
Every day is happy day Swamiji.
Every day has been given to us by him, Not only the day, how to lead everything. Papa in one of his quotations says, the art of living can be practiced only when we turn our minds inward for some time, at least during the 24 hours of the day, and find that there is in us a spirit that binds us all together in mutual fellowship and goodwill. The spirit is the truth that pervades everywhere, out of which the vast universal manifestation has emanated. Though every day, everything happens exactly like what has been going on in all days, still for getting ourselves intensely connected with him, he brought out so many festivals. The goddess of knowledge, the goddess of wealth, the goddess who annihilates all negative tendencies. So once in a year we remember them. That is why worship is offered for books, shastras. Worship is offered for vehicles, implements, tools during these Navaratri days. Though there is a Puranic story attached to it, spiritual aspirants or bhaktas like us, we try to bring out these, whatever knowledge that was imparted to us has come from that goddess of knowledge. Whatever wealth that he has blessed us with is because of the grace of the goddess of wealth. Whatever down-pulling tendencies that well up in our mind, which blocks our journey towards him, are to be controlled, erased with the grace of that goddess of Durga. So during these days, we try to remember what all you have facilitated us. Are we remembering or treating it as a festive day and forget about it? It is a day for remembering with gratitude all that he has been providing to us from the seed level up to this moment. This has to be hammered every day. Yesterday, you remember, we were reading some portion. What was that? Anybody remembers? Huh? He is the originator, no? Originator. That's a wonderful word. The highest attainment is to unite and become one with the cosmic spirit of God. This God, since He is the sole originator of the universe, is the parent of all creatures and beings in the world. He is not a communal, creedal or national God. All His children on this earth, to whatever denomination or country they belong, are in His eyes equally entitled to His love. Where does this God dwell? He pervades the entire universe and is at the same time seated in the full glory of His perfection in the hearts of all creatures in the world. So many such quotations are there. There is only one God who is the originator of us all, and we are His offspring children of that one supreme reality. To recognize God as our divine parent and to know that we are His children means the differences that we have created amongst ourselves on any basis are entirely false. These differences amongst us, which are the cause of mutual strife, quarrels, must go, and they can go only when we live with each other in the light of the great Spirit God that dwells within us and create a harmonious atmosphere so that all conflicts may be completely eliminated from the life of humanity. That was the quotation we read yesterday. Kinship. And gently Papa points out, be just here and go, Swimming on the surface, holding on to external props without aspiring to dive down to the bottom, can give us only a hazy and imperfect vision of truth. That is the source of all life and manifestation. So every time Papa keeps on harping this, dive deep down. So constant manana. You are the originator. That we have to keep on. When we connect it with the Bhagavad Gita, it becomes very clear. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam. I am the eternal seed of everything. We have to keep on harping this. Every day we have to do this. Just like every day we are brushing our teeth. Every day we are bathing. Every day we are changing dress. Every day we are eating, we are sleeping. All these are repetitive performance. Like that, this also should become a repetitive performance. Not to be confined to a particular time and space area. Not waiting for any situations. It should become a part of our life. Whenever He provides an opportunity for getting a pause moment, we try to dive deep down. Connect ourselves with the originator in whatever way He prompts us to do though. So here, Nama, chanting of Nama, to connect. So He is providing us various inputs so that we get more and more clarity on whose name we are chanting. It is connected to our daily life, family life, professional life, social life. Originator. We may not be able to remember this, but whenever we remember, we try, As somebody said yesterday, Nobody is in a sattvic moment throughout our waking state. Whenever we are in a sattvic moment, we must try to catch that opportunity. We try to take up either doing nama or intense manana by reading a few lines of the words of masters. Not too much reading. What is needed is manana, no? So the reading of scriptures or words of wisdoms of masters help us to go deep within. Manana is important, reflection, contemplation. That's why he said, if we are floating on the surface, it will not help us. When this great source of life is discovered and human life is allowed to be regulated in the light of it, it becomes a very torch of unquenchable love, illumined wisdom, almighty power. Life is indeed truth itself revealed. A human being is a concrete image of truth. There are involved in him or her the sublime potentiality that can convert all the surrounding life, bringing it nearer to the great origin. So these three words, suppose it comes back to us. What are the three words? Origin, source, and roots. We need something to kindle. We have been hearing, we have been trying to go deep down. But every now and then it has to be kindled to keep it alive, to keep it aflame, to keep up the same tempo. So during our sattvic moments, if one or two words of masters help us to remember this, it will give a great push in our spiritual journey. Because they are not talking something that is outside us. They are talking something which is related to our own origin. Go to the origin, no? In another thought-provoking instance, Papa says, when we recede into the depths of silence within us, we arrive at the true basis of our life. We discover that from this source, all life and manifestation have come forth in their amazing variety and multiplicity. It is at this source that we discover the eternal fountain of peace and joy. And the next line is very, very important for all of us. Until an individual gets the vision of this fundamental existence, he will be simply groping on the surface and therefore in the dark, in pursuit of vain and evanescent things, believing that these can yield him the true peace and happiness which his soul hungers for. So he will be simply groping on the surface and therefore in the dark. Your life is a current that is started from an eternal source. Make it flow in all its pristine purity so that it may lighten the burden of the weak, relieve the distress of the suffering, elevate the hearts of the depressed, and in short, bring sunshine and delight in the prevailing darkness of the world. With a firm will destroy all the inimical tendencies that seek to thwart this sweet and glorious consummation, conquer every selfish craving that tries to pull you down from your onward march toward the summit of this blessedness. Eradicate from the heart all disruptive forces that conspire to keep you in your lower animal nature, and ultimately rising superior to them all, realize the sublimity of your divine self and thus illumine your life with the light, love and bliss of God. Papa's sentences are complex sentences. It starts, it ends. By the time we end, we forget about the first portion. So we have to read it and read it again. With a firm will, this is how the sentence starts. With a firm will to destroy all the inimical tendencies that seek to thwart this sweet and glorious consummation. Conquer every selfish craving that tries to pull you down from your onward march toward the summit of this blessedness. Eradicate from the heart all disruptive forces that conspire to keep you in your lower animal nature, and ultimately rising superior to them all, realize the sublimity of your divine self and thus illumine your life with the light, love and bliss of God. So these three words should get imprinted in our heart. So during our any pause moment, in between any activity, if you are blessed to remember any of these words, roots, origin and sources. Roots, origin and source. That is the one which enables us to connect ourselves with Him. He is the source of all sources. He is the ultimate root from where all of us have emanated. And He is the originator. Any of these words will definitely, at that particular split second, connect us to Him. All our disciplines, whatever we are doing, should ultimately converge to this. So that we will be able to eke out the maximum benefit. Many of the disciplines, when we start with enthusiasm, we start getting it, some relief, some benefit. But later on it slips into a mechanical repetition or mechanical doing without leaving no deeper impact in our mind. Normal tendency. First, when we hear a prayer, we are charged. After 2 or 3 times, it becomes a routine. We memorize it, it starts coming in. So it's unknowingly, unwittingly, it floats on the surface level. So we should know all these things. And it does not inspire us. But a little probing, manana, reflection, contemplation, which will again make us, charged with it. So the only way is to repeatedly make it, consciously doing it, repeatedly, consciously going through that exercise. And prayer. Today somebody has sent an email with a prayer drafted by him. Very nice, very inspiring. Originating, It's not a prayer of somebody who we are repeating it. Originating. Theme may be what we have heard. That means when we originate, some manana is done, And all prayers which we are repeating, composed by various saints, it inspires for a moment. And later on, no. It's a blunt truth. So that means they are indirectly asking us to draft our own prayer, which can come only when we do some manana. Though there are a lot of advantages for this computer, one disadvantage we feel, it need not be a disadvantage to everybody, we feel that we were all typing letters, When we type a letter, when we try to go to the various books of Papa, and when we try to get a suitable quotation, that means that process enables us to go deep into their thoughts. And whenever we find we have received a letter from a devotee, okay, we are replying it. Before we start replying it, the contents of the letter will be read by us, and immediately the tendency is to go to various texts, and something Papa has answered to this, similar. So in that process, we are in touch with so many of his revelations. Nowadays what we do, we have fairly some memory. We go there, Control C, Control V. It doesn't involve any manana, no? All that you have to do is to go to that portion and copy it and then paste it. It becomes mechanical. Whereas in the previous, when we are typing out, it gives us a thrill. Word by word we go, This is what happens when the first time when we repeat the prayer, it is perfectly all right. Every word we understand. Then later on it is Control C, Control V, It doesn't leave any impact. We are just hearing, we are reading, that's all. It doesn't leave any impact. So now we have to devise some method by which we do it everything conscientiously, knowingly, consciously. And that should pave the way to draft our own. So when we try to go to the roots, Papa is giving us a lot of hints, but it is still given by Papa. To us, it should enable us to kindle so many things and go in our own way. And this kindling process definitely will leave some impact. Because it is originated by us, It is not taken from anybody. So these three words, roots, source, and origin. If we try, I have come from that. When Papa said, the roots, the tree. The tree that we see has come from a seed. And it is now manifesting in the form of roots, stem, branches, leaf, flower, and fruit. Even bark, yes, bark. None of them are identical or similar. So we can also understand the seed from which all of us have sprouted. Different divisions are there, different types of organs. Each one having its own. There is no similarity between the ear and the eye and the tongue. But we know that now, as the seed of a tree, when it gets sprouted, different types of manifestation come. The same seed which is in my body, which is the basis of my body, it is now expressible not in the form of the seed, but in the form of all these 200 organs. And it is a house for the subtle body to live. And he gives the power for the subtle body to articulate. In our own way, we try to understand. That is why Papa just now said, during the waking day time, we have to set apart some period for this inward journey. We had enough of having darshan, enough of having shravana, enough of having so many things from outside. Now is the time for us to consolidate all our earnings in the form of going within. And whatever we have been provided with, it helps us to take to this inward journey. With that background, we try to understand roots, origin and source. Any of it or all of it. The beautiful quotation of Papa in Glimpses, go to the origin of your and the world life, So any object that we see can take us to go to the root. And when we try to find the root, we are blessed with a methodology. And same methodology we try to apply to go to the root within. Even if it is for 1 second or 1 minute, worth it. Afterward the mind takes us away, okay. Why not enjoy it? Why bother about roads? And all those things mind may say. Again we try to bring it back. Some fine tuning, in our methodology. Most of us who have been practicing Namajapa for a quite long time, for decades now, we should try this. Not that nothing will go in vain, everything will give us a push, no doubt, but we want to make it more effective and hasten our journey, Before the body gets dropped, we would like to hit the target. Otherwise, we have been told again we have to get into this samsaric cycle. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam, iha samsare, bahudustare, kripaya pare, pahimurare. Adi Shankara says in Bhajagovindam, Again birth, again death, again getting into the mother's womb. Enough is enough. I don't want to get in. Kindly save me from this cycle of birth and death. Kripaya pare pahi murare. So before the body gets dropped, please bless us with that grace so that we don't get into this again and again. I must become one with you. Again we are back to this roots, sources, origin. We have to keep on bringing this.
Swamiji? When we say Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti, Puja Moolam Gurur Padam. Moolam means root only, so.
Moolam. Adi Moolam. God is at the root of this universal existence. When we work for the material comforts of our life, forgetting Him entirely, we miss that peace and joy which we would get if our life is attuned to the eternal. We should realize that whatever we do is by the power which God has given us. We forget this and think that as individuals we are doing everything ourselves. This is the reason why our soul is always restless and has no peace. Peace can come only when we know that the universal spirit is the basis of the manifestation we see before us. The individual alone is not the whole thing. The universal has also to be taken into consideration. As we attune our life to the universal life, we know the true meaning of life. Through this knowledge, we can ourselves find peace and then impart peace to others. So when we read this, we close. In fact, Puja Mataji wanted our Papa's Samadhi, which was called the Homa Mandir. That is a place where we have to take up to this reflection. So when on those days when we used to come, we put some small books like the Speaks or Glimpses or Sayings, and then we go there, sit there, read a few passages and then put it back in the pocket and then try to dwell on it. Because Mataji wanted us to try to connect with the universal soul. The individual soul, which is a part of the universal soul, which has become unaware of the universal soul, is trying to make some connection. Any one word can trigger. So at home also we should try for this. When you know the root of your existence is in God, whatever you feel, whatever you think must be the waves of that existence whose nature is pure love and bliss. So we say that this cosmic manifestation is nothing but the moving, blissful expression of God, the basis of which is the still, calm, peaceful spirit of God that is also bliss. God is the very source of our life. We have come from Him, we are going back to Him. We have not come into existence without having a cause behind our life. Just imagine, we have not come into existence without having a cause behind our life. And that supreme cause is God, the source of our being, the root of our existence. He is the immortal spirit pervading everywhere, dwelling always in the heart of every one of us. He is eternal, infinite. His nature is pure love, joy and peace. By His power and will, the whole world is moving. The universe itself is God. There is nothing but God. Everything in and out is God. We do not know it, therefore we are unhappy. We see differences and have likes and dislikes. So our mind is alternately happy and miserable. If you see God everywhere, feel His presence, know everything is He, you will be the happiest being on earth. So here also the word, we have not come into existence without having a cause behind our life. And every now and then that few slogas from Bhagavad Gita, that will put us on the rails. Every now and then we have to repeat and contemplate. Gadir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Suhrud Prabhava Pralayasthanam Nidanam Bijam Abhyayam. So like that, it helps us a lot. Again, to get in touch with the source. Because in all these 5, 7 or 8 slogas, the Lord is bringing out, we have put it here in this book.
one with him.
Enda?
In how to become one with him.
Not in here?
Not in this.
Seri.
Should I bring the print out of it?
No. It is here. Yeah, we have it here. Original one, we cut short,
Yes, Ramji. And we cannot find it in the email. We sent it to our world of friends for translation, which is now. It will be in the email.
Every now and then we go through that 6 or 7 slokas. Dwell on it. One sloka can capture us. All slokas may not inspire everybody, but one sloka may definitely inspire. Don't worry, I'll manage. Eternal stories, document, Bhagavad Gita. So what's the point?
Yes, Ramji.
What do you mean?
Exploring the original. You have got the primary cause. But here.
And I got it. So first he says, Bijam mam sarvabhudanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhivatamasmi tejas tejasvinamaham. I am the eternal seed of all beings. I am the intellect of the intelligent, the splendor of the glorious. Gadir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Surd Prabhava Pralayasthanam Nidanam Bijam Avyayam. I am the supreme goal of all living beings. I am also their sustainer, master, witness, abode, shelter, friend. I am the origin, end, resting place of creation. I am the repository and eternal seed. Yachavi sarvabhutanam bijam tadaham arjuna na tadasti vina yasyat maya bhudam characharam. I am the generating seed of all living beings. O Arjuna, no creature moving or non-moving can exist without me. Mama yonir mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadamyaham sambhava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharata. My womb is the real Brahman. In it I place the seed. From that, O Bharata, is the birth of all beings. Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavanteya tasam brahma mahadyoni aham bija pradapida. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. These are all from Bhagavad Gita. Etat yonini bhutani sarvani tyubadhareyaha aham krishnasya jagata prabhava pralayastata. Knowing that all living beings are manifested by these two energies of mine, I am the source of the entire creation. And into me it again dissolves. Everything proceeds from me, Aham sarvasya prabhavo. I am the origin of all creation. So like that, there are, again we read, whenever we feel we get disconnected with the source. Pala chapter, not only in one. Number 7, number 9, number 10, chapters empty. Number 14, number 7 again, 10, 7, 10. Even in one chapter there are 2-3 times. 7, 10, 14. Many. We have only selected some. There could be many also. The idea is one is enough, but at the same time, we go through everything, whichever inspires us, we try to concentrate upon it. Somehow to go to my source. I have been so far reacting to events and individuals from the me and mind level, which came to our life only later, which has nothing to do with the source, which has nothing to do with what I am provided with. It had no role in Mother Nature. It had no role in discovery, invention and innovation, because of which, I am enjoying all the creature comforts. Suddenly I become aware he is the Vidhata, he has provided, he has been providing, and I have been unaware of it. So this roots, source and origin play a very important role in our spiritual sadhana. And that is why Papa, in umpty number of occasions, in various articles, we made we can't say we have done perfectly well, but something we have done. And that itself gives us a lot of joy. Because he is repeating it same, just like we repeat Ramnam, the same word he repeats, roots. Then he keeps on telling origin, then source. Not once or twice or one in article, many articles. In many of his references, he gives a lot of importance for the sadhakas to go to this. Later on we find that was the basis when he said the 2 years, it was all in the 2 years, 1920 to 1922. To give a boost, to get connected, he was chanting Ram Nam. So he said, ceaseless chanting of Nama, God's name, side by side with concentrated meditation on this indwelling, all-pervading reality. So he was able to scale the heights in such a short time because he knew what is to be plumbed deep within. Nothing at the surface level. That came out in the form of revelation on roots, origin, surface, source. Not on the surface level. And whose name we are chanting? The name of the root, name of the origin, name of the source. So he was able to connect himself. So the chanting was not going on without this. The chanting was complemented, supplemented, supported by this manana. So even while we chant now, we can try, whatever is possible. At least, as we said earlier, 5 minutes a day in the morning, when the mind is fresh, we can try to bring these 3 dimensions, I am chanting the name of one from where I have emanated. I am chanting the name of one because of which I am now chanting. I am chanting of the one who is within me and who is everywhere outside. Something like that, we draft out our own words and then try to remember him. And for that, we are chanting it outwardly. So chanting goes on outwardly, but the manana goes on inwardly. And the happy marriage of this produces the eternal happiness. So let us try on any method, any method. For the past few days now, he has been guiding us to go and concentrate upon this vital aspect: origin, root, and source.
Swamiji, this is also mentioned in Lalita Sahasranamam. When we say Mula Prakriti, Vyakta, Avyakta, Surupe. So, both in the Vyakta form and Avyakta.
Vyakta and Avyakta. So it can trigger, just like any mantra, any word. That means when we read the Lalita Sahasranamam or Vishnu Sahasranamam, initially, we complete the usual traditional reading. And afterwards, we pick one or two and then try to concentrate. And then try to link us with that. That method might make it more and more effective. Mataji, that is why I drafted a simple prayer every day we are saying. Adiyantarahita Param Pujya Papa, you are all pervading. You have manifested as the entire universe and you reside in everything. These 4 words, But somehow, many of us probably would have got stuck with the word Papa. She meant the all-loving, not Papa Swami Ramdas alone. She said, Adiyantarahita Parama Pujya Papa. Beginningless and endless. Before 1884, Papa's form, was not there. After 1963, Papa's form is not there. And Mataji always meant by the word Papa, Nirguna Nirakara Shashwata Ananda Swarup, which also expressed, came in the form of Swami Ramdas, beloved Papa, to guide us. Otherwise, how will we know? So we revere that form and try to get ourselves connected with the impersonal aspect, the truth, the source, the origin. That's why she said, O beginningless and endless Parampuja Papa, you are all pervading. You have manifested as the entire universe and you reside in everything. So Mataji has given so many options for us during our morning prayer, during our arati, so many things that will connect us to the source. Now we do it with that feeling. Something we have to devise, by which we get connected, or we feel we get connected. We are connected, no doubt, but we feel we are not connected. That feeling also we should get over, I must feel I am getting connected, then only the thrill is there. Just like when somebody asked Papa, the person who has been doing 30 years, he was not deriving the joy which Papa was doing it, who did for only 2 years. So the devotee told, even the very chanting for this 30 years was done by Bhagavan only, Immediately Papa replied that he should know, He feels he is doing it. So similarly, though we are connected, we don't know that we are connected. That has to be done by this individual only. Because without that connection, we cannot exist. Gandhiji put it in a simple word. I exist because he exists. A simple word, innocent expression, but a profound truth. I exist because he exists. But I am not aware. So I feel I am existing by myself. So we are now praying. We know intellectually that we are ever connected with you, but make us aware that we are connected with you. That is the only thing we are asking. We are not asking anything. We are ever connected with you, but we are not aware that we are connected with you. Make us aware of that truth. So all our Ramnam, all our disciplines should ultimately zero to this, to make us aware of His presence. Because we have come from Him, we exist in Him, we go back in Him. Today we were remembering the two expressions made by Puja.
Swamiji, is it the order of the world? Is it the order of the world that, I mean, everybody goes to the God like this? Why is the disturbances in some parts of the world? How are we to account for it?
Should we try for our salvation first? Because otherwise it will not lead us anywhere. So if we start doing it...
No, that is when we are just trying to have the salvation of the divinity. The divinity is in our mind.
No, Papa has answered...
Something comes in between and disturbs.
I agreed. It disturbs, no doubt. Papa has answered this. He is causing so many things in and around us. Even today we have received an email on the same line. This is causing a disturbance, no doubt about it. But at the same time we should know that there must be a purpose behind everything, to watch for us, and probably to feel the affinity, to feel sensitive to the demands and sufferings of the people in and around us, number one. And to do whatever He prompts us from within to do that. That means He is providing us a field. If the field is not there, how will I feel my connection with the rest of the creation? So when there is a that is right. When there is unrest, when there is a war in Gaza, when there is war in Ukraine, and when we understand through the papers that even a hospital was bombed, we can immediately, our heart boils,
Yes.
Because we ourselves placed in that position and see how many patients will be suffering. This feeling, in order to get me this feeling, He is connecting me to what is happening outside and try to do. Now India immediately responded, many other countries have responded, immediately rush up with whatever we have, no?
Yes.
So God has got His own ways, to bring out incidents which we name it as bad or good. But what is it that I can do? He is providing us a field. So that Papa always says, we try to concentrate upon that.
With all our efforts to have the divinity on the forefront, ever, each and every day the world is in disturbance.
No, Papa, clearly.
It is corner. The corner of our mind is not
in one of
trying to have the absolute, although we get it words.
So many things that are happening in and around us are disturbing. Ours is to pray from the bottom of the heart for ameliorating the sufferings, and at the same time do whatever is possible from our side. As spiritual aspirants, we take it as an opportunity for us to connect with a larger dimension.
Previous quotation of Papa's.
So why we may not be able to stop, but at the same time we don't have to be an observer. We know that when tsunami took place, we know when earthquake took place, we know when floods took place, cloudburst took place, how it generated a positive feeling among the people to rise up to the occasion. As a spiritual aspirant, we take it like that. We don't go through any other thing. He may have his own reasons. Ranganathananji once said that when we dig a pit, to us it's a protective act, We dig a pit and plant. Remove the subsoil, fill it with surface soil, manure, and then you plant. To us and everybody, it's a protective activity. It is a barren land. But the truth is, when we dig a pit, we are instrumental in creating tsunami for a number of bacteria, insects. From their standpoint, it's a total destruction. From our standpoint, it's a protective activity. So that makes us to think, It is ever going on. We cannot stop it. That is the nature of the world. It has never been sattvic throughout. Rajasic and tamasic influences are there, because he himself says this world has come out from the combination of these three gunas. So the result may not be the same. But at the same time, as a spiritual aspirant, we take it not like that. We don't get depressed. We try to rise up to, we don't keep quiet. We try to rise up to the occasion which God has provided us. And God is providing the prompting from within and the wherewithal from without to rise up to the occasion. This field is not created by us. To feel for the sufferings of others, a field should be there. So as a spiritual aspirant, we take it like that. It is disturbing, no doubt. But we don't just say and then we become indifferent. Whatever is possible, we try to do. In India...
Prayer has got its own effect, Swamiji. Prayer has got its own effect. Prayer. Prayer has got its own effect. Many. We call daily, we pray, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. So,
it will not go in vain. It will not go in vain. It will not go in vain.
Are we our prayers are going in vain?
Never. It will not go in vain. It will, the Rajasic tendencies, the animalistic tendencies that he has subjected people to play with, it will get definitely tamed. It is for that purpose he is doing it. We all remember during the Indo-Pak War in 65 and China War in 62. When we were in Chinmayantaji, he said, everyone should spend half an hour in their own home chanting Mahamantra Japa and praying for early stoppage of the war. Everybody responded. How it will act, nobody questioned. In a subtle way, when the Guru says it will act, we believe that. Every day, religiously we were all doing it. Because we are identifying, we are stretching ourselves to the situation where innocents are affected. So many destruction takes place, so many disturbances take place, it should end. We are not asking, we are not delving why it has happened, who is responsible. We somehow want this to be stopped. And we pray, we are seeking his intervention. At that time we did not know how, but now we all of us know, because he is the creator, protector and destroyer.
Yes.
So we have to appeal to him only. So prayer is appealing to the appropriate authority. You are prompting on certain people to do this, but it disturbs us. Please stop. You may have your own reason, but it disturbs us. Please stop. And every day to remind us to get ourselves connected with the rest of the universe, we say Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. All our Shanti mantras.
Yes. But Ashanti prevails, that is the trouble in our mind. Ashanti prevails.
Ashanti will be there, then only we will pray for Shanti. Otherwise, how will we know about Shanti? People who have forgotten about him, the originator, how will we know? So ours now, let us not divert our attention. Today, Papa has been trying to impress upon us to concentrate upon these three words: roots, source, yes. And origin.
Root, source and origin.
That will definitely help us to connect ourselves, either for a short period or for a little more shorter period or larger time. And that will help us. So we try to somehow introduce this also before we chant, while we chant, in between we chant, and after we chant. Wherever it is possible, we try to. By this Ram Nam, we are trying to connect ourselves to the originator, to the root, to the source of all sources. Please make me feel that I am getting connected. The moment I get connected, I am charged. The moment I feel disconnected, finished. I feel separate. So let that be in our mind more and more intensely. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Swami ji sing, no? Let Swami ji sing.
Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram,
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om Swami, Hari Om Swami. Pranam Swami. Thank you Swami.